Okay, let's look at the second half here of Greensleeves. Hope all went well with the first half. I assume it did. So we're going to pick it right up there on the second page with that high G note in the melody. And the chord below it is C. So we basically just have a C chord with the high G in the melody. That gets 3 beats, a dotted half note. And then we're going to stay on that C chord, strum it again, bring the middle finger down like that to catch that F sharp note, and then lift it up. So from the beginning of that section we have the C chord with the high G in the melody. 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. I'll play that again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. It's a little awkward stretch there to bring that middle finger down, but you know, just keep your hand relaxed and it can get down there. Want to try and hold that C bass note if you can. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we have the D in the melody, and we have the G chord below. That G chord where I block out the A string. Just my preferred way of doing things. You can actually put the middle finger down on the second fret of the A string, if you prefer that. I just prefer that open sound of that G chord that way. And then we have the open B to the E minor, strumming the bottom 4, picking the A note to the B note. So going back to the beginning of that section again, we have the C, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. So you see when we played that E minor, the bottom 4, we just held on to that, dropped the pinky onto the A, pick the open B. Then we come back to the A minor, strumming the inner 4, picking the A note, strumming the 3. First finger gets the G sharp, second finger back down. So from that A minor, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. We can leave that first finger where it is and drop into the E chord. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So when we get to that E chord, it's very simple. We're strumming the E chord, bottom 5 strings. Then we just pick the G sharp, pick the E. So taking it back to the beginning again of that section, we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we come back to the C chord. Now if you look at that measure where we come around to the C chord for the second time with that high G note, the melody there for that measure and the next 2 measures, basically the next 3 measures, so 4 measures from that C chord, where it goes C, A minor 7, D with F sharp in the bass, and G. So the melody there is the exact same as the melody when we start the section. If you look at it, you'll see the top 4 measures repeat basically there, but we're using different chords. The first time we use C, then we use C again, and then we use G, and then we use E minor. The next time that comes around, we could use the exact same chords. We could use the C again instead of the A minor 7, use the G instead of the D with the F sharp in the bass, and then we do use the G again, which is the same. But here's an example of reharmonizing that section a little bit. We're using C, A minor 7, D to G, instead of C, C, G, and D minor. So we could play that either way. We could switch those chords back and forth between either section. If you don't understand what I'm talking about there, let me know, and I'll explain it a little more clearly. But picking it up there at the C chord with the high G in the ninth measure, we have the C, 1, 2, 3. Going to the A minor 7, all we have to do is lift up the ring finger and strum again. Pick the F sharp with the ring finger, open E. Now when I go to the D with the F sharp in the bass, what I do is I just drop my pinky onto the D note, bring my middle finger down, and then drop my thumb over the top. Lift up the pinky to play the open B, and then to the G chord. Pick the A note. Okay, I'm going to play that again from that C, going to the A minor 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now let's look at that measure where the G is. When you get to that measure that we just played, you got the G. Put your middle finger down to play the A note, and then you play the open B. Now if you leave that middle finger down on that A note, it's in the right place for the F chord, which is next. So then we just go to the F chord with the thumb, lift the first finger up, play the A. Okay, so I'll play it from the G again. See, I left my finger down, my middle finger down, then I just bring these down, add the first finger, drop the thumb. Everything is kind of right where it needs to be, coming off this chord. So I want you to see how really simple a change and how smooth a change that is, coming off the G. First finger up to the E chord. If you can, just stretch over with the pinky. Back to the G sharp note. And then the A5. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and play it from the top. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to play that a couple of more times slowly to give you something to play along with, to practice it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, guess if you want to, practice it with it again, you can just go reverse on the video there and play through it as many times as you want. So let's just review that. We have the C. We hold the C chord. Bring that middle finger down. Go to the G. Lift up the pinky to the E minor. Hold the E minor and just drop the middle finger down, the pinky down to get that A note. Back to the A minor. Pick the proper notes. E. Back to the C. A minor 7. D with F sharp in the bass. G. When you do that, keep that middle finger down, drop to the F. Okay. I'm going to give you a chord to practice. I'll write it, I'll tab it out at the onto the sheet because we're going to use it in another variation, and I want you to just try to wrap your fingers around it so we can have it handy for the next time we visit this song. I want to try another reharmonization of the melody. It's called the C sharp diminished, and what we have is we have a 2nd fret 1st finger on the D string, then we have the ring finger on the 3rd fret, ring finger on the 3rd fret, and the middle finger on the 2nd fret of the B string, and the pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E. Looks like that. Okay? That's C sharp diminished. I don't know what I called it before. It also has several other names. We'll talk about the diminished chord in a little greater detail when we do the other variation, but just kind of grab that chord every now and then, and you can even practice moving it. Just release the pressure and just slide it up and down the neck. Okay, and kind of get familiar with that, and we'll use it on the next variation that we're going to do on this green sleeves. Have a good one.